Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirana here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are moving into month 3 of my 90 Days to Holistic Wellness video series. If you have missed previous videos, I will go ahead and link the playlist above. Go ahead and check out the playlist, catch yourself up, and then rejoin us at week 9, which is water, tea, and herbal remedies. Before we jump into this week's topic, I do just want to remind you that the changes we are making are small. They're meant to be small on purpose. So please don't get frustrated if you feel like you are on month 3 and you're still only eating, 2 servings of vegetables, and maybe your workout plan isn't exactly what you think of when you think of like a good workout plan. That is the whole point. We are trying to create new habits that we will build upon. That is straight out of Atomic Habits by James Clear. A habit must be established before it can be improved. So right now, we're just trying to set the stage, get a nice array of baseline healthy habits that we can come back and improve upon until we're at that stage where we feel like we are living from a place of holistic wellness. So like I said, week 9 is tea, water, and herbal remedies, or water, tea, and herbal remedies, whatever order you want to put them in. And I sort of grouped a few things together here so that you can pick and choose what is most important to you. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but hopefully obviously, the most important habit here would be water. It would be hydration. But some people have that habit dialed in. Some people are drinking plenty of water, and that's not what they want to work on, and that's fine. However, if you are not drinking enough water, which, they say 8 glasses a day, it really varies on your body, your activity level. Just it's a good ballpark place to start. But you can also Google it and find like calculators to find out, like, if you weigh this much and you are this active, how much water should you really be drinking? There's no need to really overthink it too much. If you stick with the 8-ounce glasses, so 64 ounces a day, you'll be fine. If that seems like a little bit too much to you, then drink just a little bit less, but try to stay like well hydrated. One of the easiest tips, tools, I don't know what you really even call it, to make sure that you are hydrated is the pee test, which means when you go to the bathroom, turn around, take a look. If your urine looks like diluted lemonade, then you are probably hydrated enough. If it's deeper in color, a little browner in color, you're probably not hydrated enough. Keeping in mind, of course, that certain foods, certain medications can also color your urine. So, you have to pay attention. But you can tell. On days where you don't drink enough water, your urine looks different than the days that you do. So go ahead, take a peek, make a determination. Are you typically hydrated enough or not? If you're not, we're going to just start with easy ways to drink more water. But if you are fairly hydrated, the next thing on the list is tea, which for this, most of the time, I mean herbal tea. And I'm not against real tea as well, but one of the things you might want to consider is decreasing your caffeine level if you're a big caffeine drinker, because caffeine is a diuretic. It does cause dehydration. So even though you're like, oh, I'm drinking plenty of liquid, coffee sends you right to the bathroom. Caffeine, I should say, is what's sending you to the bathroom. So evaluate that. If you're drinking a lot of coffee, maybe switch to tea, black tea, green tea. You'll find that it still has caffeine, but a little bit less. And then if you want to take it a little bit further, maybe try herbal teas or decaffeinated teas or even decaffeinated coffee. I'll even give you that one. There are a lot of benefits for tea, so that it does make a very good coffee substitute. And also, if you're working on your hydration, but you just don't like drinking plain water, drinking herbal teas can also be nice. And then the third option in this week is herbal remedies. So if you feel like you have hydration dialed in, if you feel like you're not drinking too much caffeine, you're drinking some herbal teas just, for the taste, maybe dial those herbal teas in a little bit and look for teas that actually have some sort of herbal goodness. Well, they all have herbal goodness, but that are serving you with their herbal goodness. So It can be something as simple as drinking chamomile tea in the evening, or you can get away from tea altogether and maybe it's using lavender essential oils to calm yourself down. There's options, and we're going to go through those, but we're going to go back to water. So if you're doing water, we have to pick, what are we going to do this week? We all know that hydration is important, right? Because when we get slightly dehydrated, we get headaches, we get tired, our immune system doesn't function as well. We actually even overeat because our body, as it's trying to get us to drink more fluids, says just ingest anything, like the liquid will come. So it makes us think we're hungry when we're just thirsty. One of the easiest ways to hydrate yourself, or at least start your day off with some hydration, is actually an Ayurvedic tip, which is to take a big glass of water to bed with you at night. And then when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is drink the water. I do this pretty much every night. I take a big glass, a 16-ounce glass of water to bed with me. When I wake up, before I even leave my bedroom, I guzzle it down all at once, just glug, glug, glug until it's empty. Not only does that hydrate you, because if you think about it, you've been laying in bed for like 8 hours without drinking anything. You wake up dehydrated. So right off, hydration. Also helps you poop. So once you get that habit rolled in, right, you drinking 2 glasses of water a day, or maybe that doesn't sound like where you want to start. Maybe like, I don't wake up wanting to drink water, Tracy. So that's fine too. Maybe just buy yourself a nice water bottle, I don't know, like 2 or 3 glasses worth. So, I don't know, 20, 24 ounces. Fill it with water. Make the effort to drink that whole thing before lunch, and then refill it and try to drink that whole thing before dinner. Right there would be 6 glasses of water. And if you think of like, all right, I'm going to have some amount of liquid with my lunch, some amount of liquid with my dinner. Maybe I've had a cup of tea in the morning. You're at 8, just like that. Don't make it too complicated. I know people who set up like just overly complicated tracking systems to track their fluid intake. And if you just set up some system like that, it'll be easy, right? And that's what we want. Keep it easy. If you decide you think you have the water pretty much dialed in, but it's the caffeine intake you want to decrease, so maybe you want to switch from coffee to a little bit more tea, you can start with black tea, which is going to be like black and green tea are both pretty high in caffeine, but they are less than coffee. So maybe just making a switch. If you don't like plain black tea, you can get something like Earl Grey. If you don't like plain green tea, try jasmine. There's oolong. There's all kinds of different teas that will give different flavors. So if you just think, tea is boring, I don't like it, experiment. You might change your mind. And then you can always flavor it up with like a lemon, or like sometimes even putting a sprig of mint in some black tea or green tea is delicious. Start there. And then maybe even try some red tea. With red tea, like rooibos, honeybush, they're not technically tea. It's actually a different plant, and it has no caffeine. So you can slowly move away from caffeine, drink a little bit of tea. It's all good. Tea also, again, I alluded to this earlier, if you choose to go the herbal remedies route, like maybe you want to ingest more herbs, like you would like to treat yourself naturally for some things, starting with herbal teas is the great way to start. If this is the case, start to think about what you need. Is it something to help you sleep at night? In which case you can blend your own, but you can also purchase teas. Down in the description box, I will put a link to like the herbal tea store where I get most of my teas or tea supplies, and maybe a couple other tea shops that I like because I like tea. I still drink coffee, but I love tea and I love herbal teas. But you can get like a sleepy time tea, which you can find some sleepy time teas at the grocery store. If you really want to get into herbal teas, I would encourage you to shop for your teas at some place a little bit more known for the herbal side. The stuff you get at the grocery store is often, it's just not the highest quality. It's older. You don't know how old it is. It's, I don't think, always dried the best. I feel like sometimes they over process to sort of speed up production. You can still get some good ones, but experiment. You do you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. So a sleepy time tea might have chamomile. It might have passion flower or valerian or other herbs that will just like help relax you. It might even have like lavender in it. There's different brands have different flavor profiles. You know, experiment, play around. If you're looking for something a little more energetic, a little more uplifting, having something with mint would be good. Side note, I always give this side note because I feel like people forget this or they don't even know it. You have an upset stomach and you tend to go towards mint teas, which are great. Mint tea definitely calms the stomach. But if you have like acid reflux, peppermint is like the worst thing you can have because it actually relaxes your esophageal sphincter and can make acid reflux worse. So if you have acid reflux, avoid peppermint. There you go. That's my warning. But you know, while we're here, I should warn you as well. All herbs have side effects. All herbs, they can be strong medicine. So when you are trying a new herbal remedy or a tea, like an herbal tea, pay attention. Notice how you feel. There are allergies. There are adverse reactions. Some herbs react badly to medications. So if you're on like prescription medications or taking even over-the-counter meditations, or taking over-the-counter medications, talk to your doctor before you start any sort of herbal treatment. But let's get back to the teas. If you have like stomach issues or sometimes just sick, whatever, lemon and ginger tea is great. Chop up some fresh ginger, put it in some hot water, let that steep, squeeze in like a wedge of lemon. You can stir in a little bit of honey. That is great if your stomach is upset. It's great for a sore throat. It's just great to build immunity and just keep yourself warm and happy all winter long because it's delicious. And if herbal remedies are where you want to go, let me just also mention the kitchen. Your kitchen is filled with great herbal remedies. Honey being one of them. Again, I just mentioned that. You can take a spoonful of honey as a cough syrup. You can also maybe take a spoon, dip it like halfway in honey, and then fill the rest of it up with vinegar. It makes a great cough syrup. Garlic is an awesome herbal remedy. You can use that raw. If you put that in your food raw, it is great for killing what ails you. So if you're coming down with something, cooking something that has a lot of fresh raw garlic in it, so whether it's salad dressing or whether you want to make fire cider, which I will put my recipe for fire cider down in the description box as well. I mentioned lavender with the sleepy time tea, but you can use essential oils. So lavender essential oil is good if you're using it for like calm or sleep. Like I said, mints are great for stomach issues, for headaches. It's kind of energizing. You can make a rosemary apple vinegar like scalp rinse for your hair. I mean, there are so many options. Google it. If you're wanting to get into like some simple herbal things, go ahead and Google it. Also, I will link, I have a couple of videos on making some herbal remedies that I will also share. Check them out, experiment, do what you want. So it brings us to that time for you to decide what little habit you are going to carry forth into this week. Again, it doesn't have to be big. Pick one thing. Is it just water? Is it just adding some tea? Is it an herbal remedy that you want to make and then continue to use? Don't make it complicated. Keep it easy. Remember, James Clear says, a habit has to be established before it can be improved. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.